All right, here's the question. And Rob G, jump in on this, because we talk about it all the time. And Kelvin, you're big on this about being relevant. But Rob G, when we talk about teams like the Padres and maybe the Marlins, set the table for us, please.
Well, the reason why Rob is so invested in this game right now and what's happening currently in this Chicago Padres game.
And we should pull the curtain back. Rob G produces Inside the Parker for the last 6 years or whatever it's been.
And for the last 5 of them, Rob has picked the Padres to make the World Series. So if there's anybody outside of San Diego that's rooting for the Padres tonight, it's none other than Robert Lee Parker Jr.
That's right.
And we're keeping an eye on this game. But one conversation that's come out, especially when it comes to a team like the Padres, and we see it across other sports as well, is would you rather be a team like these Padres that's always right there? I mean, Rob is picking them to make the World Series every year, not because he's going out on a limb, he's trying to make a hot take, because they got players.
Right.
They got talent.
They got a roster. They got stars.
Everything you would look for, everything you think you would need hypothetically to win big in the postseason, and they just can't seem to get it done. Every year they're close, but they can't quite.
They had the Dodgers beat last year, right?
Exactly.
We thought
sure did.
They cannot break through the glass ceiling. On the flip side, you got teams like the Miami Marlins, who are a laughingstock 95% of my adult life. They also got 2 World Series championships.
That's right.
From 97 to 2003. And the Padres, last I checked, have 0. So if you are a sports fan, or in this case a baseball fan, would you rather be rooting for a team like these Padres, who are close, even right now, they're close, they're right there, can they get over the hump, who never actually break through? Or are you rooting for a team like the Marlins, who most of the time are going to give you nothing to cheer about, but once every 15, 20 years might win the big thing?
I'm going to tell you right now, I know, Kelvin, you're big on being relevant.
Yeah.
I'm big on winning a championship. Like the Kansas City Royals, they won a World Series in 2015. I take that. If I'm a Royals fan, I got my moment. I'm not expecting them to win every 2 years. It doesn't work like that. I'm not. That's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
I want my team to be able to be good. I want to have a magical season that I can remember. The Mets have not won a World Series since 1986. Do I remember 1986 back then? I was just turning into being a professional, right, sports writer, and it was magical, and I'll hold on to that for my whole life, and that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that you would rather your team win a championship than to always be good or always be in the mix or you always feel like they have a shot. I'll take one championship and 9 bad years. I would. I'd take 9 bad years for one championship compared to being relevant all 10 years but never winning. Because it is about winning. And ultimately, you want to win. And you're not going to win every year. Like the Denver Nuggets finally won, right?
Right.
Those fans, okay, they haven't won in 2 years. Those fans don't feel like, oh, my God, what happened? We only won that one time. No, you take that because there's the Utah Jazz who have never won. We just mentioned the Padres who have never won.
Yeah.
The Tigers haven't won since 1984. Like, there's so many teams. The Mets haven't won since 1986. The Dodgers took 30-some-odd years before they broke through. You remember they hadn't won since 1988. Yeah, like I could go on and on and on. And then some of these bad teams that we ridicule, they've won more recently, right?
Right.
The Yankees haven't won since 2009. Right, the Rangers had never won. They won. I could go on and on and on about these teams. Where
Nationals,
are you?
Yeah. So here's you know what? I wish we could go back 2 days. You know why? Because I would go to Trash Talking Tuesday. You know who I would trash right now? I would trash Rob G. Rob G, you know I want to trash you? Because the reason I want to trash you is because you brought up the Trash Marlins. Shout out to my man, Dontrell Willis. That's my guy and all. But dang it, the reason I brought this up is because there's one thing to be we just haven't won, but we're competing in a long time. And then there's I don't even know if this team want to have a baseball team.
Padres lost. Cubs that survived. They win
they
it.
popped up. Yeah, yeah.
He was swinging for the fence. You know, you saw it on the first pitch.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Look at the manager there, stoic, like a stone face, like another year with the Padres.
Could you have won it there maybe? And
No, it's 2 outs.
No,
It was 2 outs.
Yeah, they're
No
sitting
bunt.
there sick.
You can't
Well,
bunt.
hey, this is the perfect time for this conversation. But back to what I was saying, Rob G. Can you see the shirt I have on right now? I have on a Bad Boy Pistons shirt, and the reason why I think that would have been relevant is because I would prefer it to be like how the Pistons do. You covered them, Rob. The late 80s, they were great. Won a couple 89, 90. Fell off for 15 years. Bounced back and won in 2004. Fell off for a while again. Now they're popping back up good. You use the Marlins, Rob G. The Marlins they're not just bad when they don't win. You don't even know they exist. You don't even know that they have an ownership who wants to actually have a baseball team. So dang it, for my case, it's hard to go with the Padres.
That's my bad, bro. My bad.
Yeah, because the Marlins suck so bad as an organization as a whole. But I have to agree with Rob in this one. Like I said, I prefer it to be more like a Pistons style, but winning. Or maybe even the New York Giants, the football Giants.
Same thing right there. They have a lot of bad
They
years,
fall
but
off
they
for
got
20,
like 3 or 4
25 years.
championships. Right.
The reason why is because I got to be a kid when if we're using the Pistons, for example. That was amazing to see them win. Then I went through some lean years, and Grant Hill, they were solid, but they weren't great. And then that 2004 team, I just got into business, and that whole little run was just an amazing run for a 4 or 5 year stretch to be a part of. They obviously got one. They went to another one. So I have to agree, unfortunately, you do want to be the Marlins in this instance, a terrible team, but because winning, ultimately, you have that to last for your rest of your life. You can always tell your kids, your grandkids, boy, that time we won in 97. Boy, that time in 03 when we won, ooh, let me tell you, the city was on fire. I listen to Dontrell Willis. I sit next to him when I do Dodgers, and he just tells the stories of what it was like being with that Marlins, being in Miami during that time, those couple of years where they were good and relevant. He just talks about it. So ultimately, you as a fan, you as a player, you want to be in that city, that environment when they win. So that is the answer. But you picked the Marlins.
No, but the Marlins are an example of that. As bad as they've been, they've been on both spectrums. But what team are you laughing at has won 2 World Series since '97?
I know.
Right? In the last 25 years. You'd be hard-pressed to name the Tigers had Verlander, David Price, Max Scherzer, Miguel Cabrera, Maglio Ordonez.
Yep, you beat me to it.
Like all these guys,
Pudge
and they
Rodriguez.
got Pudge. They got nothing. They got nothing to show for it. Think about that.
They got to a couple World Series. They got there.
Right,
you know what I mean?
they did, but you get my point. And then you got like the Marlins won 2 World Series.
Can the Marlins find a less low floor? My gosh, it's either we win a World Series or we might as well be disevolved from the Major League Baseball. Can they find hey, we're not
a happy
great.
medium somewhere,
a happy
right?
medium. Maybe we're the Angels at times.
Guys, getting back to the Padres, you just mentioned all those great players that played for the Tigers, and if you really look back on it, it's incredible how many great players they had on that team. Do you think 10 years from now, like you say you did with the Tigers, 10 years from now, we're doing the same thing with the Padres? They had Tatis and Machado and Darvish and all that. You think they're going to get to that
Soto
point?
for a year.
They had Soto.
Remember
Jackson
that
Merrill's
didn't
really
even
good.
work out. Jackson Merrill, up-and-coming rookie, you know what I mean, a star.
Could they be like the Tigers of this decade?
That's a good example.
They absolutely, Rob G, absolutely could be, because they have nothing but star power. We talked about it. Great ballpark, great fans. Kelvin, they're in a situation, there's not too many teams where there's no football, there's no basketball, there's nothing. They are everything to the right.
Yeah,
they have the city to themselves.
Yep. The only thing I would challenge that is when you brought up the Tigers again, Rob G, is at least they got to the World Series. And the Padres, the boogeyman is the Dodgers for them. The boogeyman is, whether it be the NLCS, like they just can't get past that. And I think that makes it worse because, again, at least the Tigers, if you want to play that game, can say, well, dang it, we at least tasted the World Series. The city was lit. We got there a couple times in a handful of years. The Padres just can't even seem to do that. And they've been in advantageous situations where you think this is the year and it ends up falling short. So I don't even know if they have that. That's at least put in their back pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's talent-wise, right? You're going to say that, yeah. Like
you're going to look at it and say that they couldn't even get there. Like that's the part that's so crazy that they just can't seem to get over the hump. I really thought I picked them Rob G knows. I like their team.
Are we going
their
for year
Every year.
six?
Every
Are we
year
going
he
for
picks
year
it.
6, Rob?
Yeah, I don't know if I
Padres
can-
Yankees World Series. I know I said it 2 years ago, but this time it counts.
Are we
That's right,
going
this
for year
time.
6?
No, I don't know about that next year. I don't know.
Nah, hey, Rob G, we'll give him. He got about 6, 7, 8 months. He'll pounce back and then be like, you know what? They'll make one nice little signing,
Move or something, right?
Yeah, make
you know
a
what,
move.
The Dodgers are going to acquire Bryce Harper in the offseason.
Yeah, oh, God.
And he'll
what?
still be
He's
like,
not
the
that- they're not that
Padres.
good. The Padres, they got
Yes.
just as much up and down
Bryce
the roster.
Harper. You're calling it now. Bryce Harper's wash won't even be an all-star. Padres in the World Series.
Who are you guys imitating? Do I sound like that?
Yes, you do. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. As a sports fan, would you rather root for a team like the Padres, who always compete but never win, or the Marlins, who really compete but win every once in a blue moon? Hey, Jay in Georgia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Rob Parker, Kelvin, I kind of agree with y'all, man. But Rob, you out your goddamn on mind. Listen,
What?
The same thing
About
the same thing the Padres are going through right now. That's what my Braves went through for like 15 or 20 years. Like,
Oh, yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have nothing to show for it.
We got one. I know.
The reason,
I
hey,
mean,
you know what? That's what I was going to say. The reason I
the
didn't
Atlanta
bring them up,
Braves
they
are
did
good.
get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. They at least got one. They got one, but you're right. And the big thing, Jay, you know this, and Kelvin, they had 3 Hall of Fame pitchers on the same staff for 10 years.
Yep.
Yes, I'm talking about that 03 team, Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones, Rob Parker, who should be a Hall of Famer, by the way. I'm going to keep letting you know that.
Okay, I'm not, and I'll keep not giving him my vote. How's that?
Gary Sheffield. I'm talking about that 03 team was loaded, man. I'm talking about the Braves should have at least like 5 or 6. But
remember in '96? In '96, they bludgeoned the Yankees in the first 2 games. Yeah, in New York, and then they went and lost all 3 games in Atlanta.
Yeah,
They don't want to remember, Rob. Why you bring it up?
I sympathize with the Padres fans, though. So.
No, that's
Yeah,
good points,
another-
Jay. Good points,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate you.
But, man, that's another bad early exit. I mean, come on, man. I know you're playing in Chicago. I know the Cubs had a good year. But they were the favorites, the Padres. I don't care what anybody says, right?
Yeah,
They were
the
favorites.
Cubs were a very a complete team. But that's I was thought about the Braves when we had this conversation. I was like, at least the Braves got one, and at least they had made it to the World Series. That's the difference too.
No doubt. John in Louisville, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, John?
What's up, fellas? Just
How are
celebrating
you?
the Cubs win.
Say that again, John.
Celebrating the Cubs win. Yeah, I'm here.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, the
Enjoy
Cubs.
it. Enjoy
Yep.
it. Enjoy it.
So I heard you guys talking about the Marlins. Would you rather be a Marlins fan or a Padres fan?
Right.
I hate the Marlins as a Cubs fan for one reason. They won 2 World Series before the Cubs got theirs.
Right.
Beat them both times. We had the Bartman Ball, and then we had 2007. They suck as a franchise. So,
But they got, I know, and that's really it. But they have, even with their bad fan base and all that, they got people down there who are like, I got 2 in my lifetime. I saw 2
They do.
championships.
And that's why it's weird that you. That's why I told. Yeah.
yeah, and the rest of the time there's
Go ahead.
nobody there. So I
ain't lying about
I
that.
would rather be a Padres fan than a Marlins fan. I hate the Marlins.
All right, I
Well,
understand.
yours is personal.
and this time,
I
it's
get it
personal.
though. Yeah, this
All
time
right, thanks, guys.
it's personal. I get it though,
Thank
man.
you, John.
Appreciate
Thank you. Rob
There
G,
are
you
some
got something?
franchises who got to be like, how don't we have one?